blue state red, and that obviously didn't work. So that's a big piece of the equation right there.
Noted,
but we're thrilled. We are thrilled to be competing as vigorously as we are in these other states. You know, the habit has been for a long time that Indiana was the first state that got called into the Republican column. That didn't happen tonight. Florida, as Chuck mentioned, is very competitive. We think North Carolina is very competitive. Virginia is very competitive. And we haven't even gotten out west of the Mississippi yet. We think Iowa is a strong state for us. New Mexico is a strong state for us. Colorado, the early voting was very encouraging to us, as it was in Nevada. So we possible combinations as we could muster to get to 270. I think all of our combinations are still alive.
What about your coalition? What from the exit polling is predictive, do you think, of victory if you look at the coalition of voters that are coming your way so far?
Well, look, I think that we've shown strength in rural areas, in urban areas. We've shown, obviously, we're doing very well among women, but we've held our own among men. I think we're running ahead of the patterns for previous Democratic candidates of the last couple of cycles. All of it is encouraging to us. But, you know, we've waited 2 years for this moment. We can wait a couple more hours and count the votes. I think when we do, we're going to be happy with what we see. There is an enormous energy for change in this country. That's why people waited online for hours, as they did today, to cast their votes. And I think that at the end of the day, they're going to get that change, and they know that Barack Obama will bring it. So, you know, we're very happy with what we see so far.
Mr. Axelrod, when you look back at the resources and the time and the money that you spent organizing in Georgia, was that a head fake? Was that an effort to try to get John McCain to spend himself into the ground there, or do you think you had a real shot there?
Pattern beginning in the early caucuses where you were very successful in organizing them to win?
Not at all. We said from the beginning that we were going to compete as broadly as possible. We didn't want to accept the dreary math of red states and blue states that we've seen over the past cycles, and we were going to compete as broadly as possible. And the fact that they've had to scramble the way they have to hold on to states that were always thought to be solidly in their column, I think speaks to the desire for a change in this country. And the fact that they were pinned down in Georgia, I think, made some of these other states a little bit more vulnerable as well. So, you know, I think our strategy was very sound. I think, obviously, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and we'll see at the end of the night. But, you know, I feel good that we've waged a truly national campaign, and that tonight we have so many different possible avenues to victory.
David, it seems like there's been a strong pattern in those caucuses in the Democratic fight. Being able, you could almost predict it. People with 4 years of college, if that was a high percentage of the participants, you guys would do better than Senator Clinton. And here we have again in Pennsylvania, there was like a 55-45 split in your favor among four-year college people, a split the other way among people that didn't have 4 years of college. Tell me about that sense of putting together a coalition of college-educated people, African Americans, not that they're mutually exclusive, but putting that coalition together. Did you think that out ahead of time?
Well, look, we thought through all of that, but our goal was not to segment the country. I think everybody has a reason to want change in this country. And, you know, our appeal, I think, was very broad, and that was what our key to victory was. We weren't trying to micro-target the country. We were trying to move the country forward as one. And so I think we're going to do better among a whole range of groups in putting this, in putting a winning coalition together, Chris.
David, maybe I'm looking at a number and it's just too big because I've written it too large on the card. I don't know. But this Associated Press exit poll out of Indiana, is this a relevant number or just a piece of trivia? The exit poll suggested that 33% of those who voted for the Republican governor, Mr. Daniels there, also voted for Senator Obama for president. Is this significant or just an anomaly?
Well, I almost think that's a rhetorical question. Obviously, it's very helpful when people are splitting their tickets and going for the Republican candidate for governor and for us. And I think it, again, speaks to the broad appeal that we have. And it's particularly meaningful in Indiana, which has been in the Republican column since 1964. So, look, we've started out trying to build a grassroots campaign for change around this country. I think you're seeing the evidence of it all across the country tonight.
Let me bring in. Thanks, David Axelrod, for joining us.